All right, how's everybody doing today? I'm excited today on this video. I've got a couple of good friends of mine, and I'm just really stoked to have these two guys on. First, let me talk about these guys just for a second before I bring them out, and talk to you about what I know about these two guys. First off, I've been online for a couple of years now, and through the years, I've seen a lot of people come and go. I've seen a lot of people talk about success and never achieve it. I've seen people, come along, say they're going to do great things, but don't actually do it. Well, these two guys have actually been around for a long time. They've had great success in the internet space, the marketing space, and I've watched both of them. Number one, I've been a part of what they do on the internet, and I just can't say enough about these two guys, but I'm going to go ahead and bring them out, Mr. Adam Chandler and Mr. Justice Eagen. What's up, guys?
What's going on, bro? It's funny you said we've been around. I was thinking about it just the other day, Adam. I was putting a number down on paper. I think it's like 8 years combined or something like that. A little more than that even, maybe. 9 years combined, something like that. I think Adam's like the longest-standing full-time member. You know what I mean?
Adam's been around longer than dirt, man, on the internet.
He has. I said yesterday in the video, like, I actually was learning from Adam before Adam knew who I was.
Same here. That's what I mean. It's kind of funny how this all comes around.
I think it might be. I think we might be pushing 10 years combined here, Justice.
Wow. Yeah. Adam, for those that are watching, Adam's actually 50 years old. He looks.
Right. I just took really good
in internet years, that's a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Those are internet years.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I personally, just these two guys, we've hung out together. We've had good time at live events and whatnot, and I just want to come right out and talk about it. Now, I wanted to bring you guys out because you guys are doing something really special, and something that I know is going to help a lot of people. Not only do I know it's going to help a lot of people, but you guys have done this several times and have helped countless amounts of people get results in their business. And I just want to talk about, you guys are doing what you call your Dream Year Challenge, and I have actually been a part of some of these challenges before. As a matter of fact, one of the things a couple years ago that really helped catapult me forward was I took part in a challenge by actually some of your students at the time, Adam, that were putting on a challenge. I took part in it, and it had a profound effect on my business. And since you and Justice have come together, you guys have done some amazing things, done a few challenges together. But let's just talk about this challenge that you guys are doing. Tell me, what's the basis of it? Why do you guys do it? And what motivates you to do these?
Well, let me just kind of jump in here real quick and just talk about that for 1 second, and then I'll pass it to Justice to talk a little bit about the programs. But that was actually when you and Frank started working together, right?
Yeah, we did. We came together on a challenge.
And that's one of the really cool things about these challenges, and kind of the community aspect that it creates, is that you got partnerships are formed, and it was actually on a similar challenge style coaching program that the two co-creators of My Lead System Pro, Brian and Norbert, they actually got involved in one of these accountability style coaching programs, and then created what has now become one of the most successful affiliate programs in the home business space. So I just want to chime in with that and just say that's the community aspect is one of the big benefits of this, and of what we do. And partnerships are fun. You never know what's going to happen. What could eventually come in the future from a mastermind partnership that comes out of one of these communities.
Yeah, amazing. It is. I mean, you just never know. I mean, yeah, absolutely, great point.
Man, I never got to take a challenge. I feel left out here,
See, Justice is so good. He jumps straight.
Right. He just goes and starts leading them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man, we're excited. Adam and I. This is collectively, us working together. This is our 4th challenge here. And, we've had over 500 students come through them. And Adam and I, obviously, we have separate businesses. And every once in a while, we sit down and say, hey, listen, this may be the last one. You know what I mean? Like, we got to, I'm working on this, you're working on this. And then we get away from it for a little while, and we go, you know what, like we gotta get together and do a challenge, man, because the marketplace needs this. The marketplace loves this. And it's mind blowing. I mean, I'm in disbelief all the time. I sit down and I say to Adam, I mean, I would have never thought when he called me up and he said, listen, I'm looking for someone to come in and fill a spot and partner with me in these challenges. And I was all pumped, and I'm like, yeah, I'm up for that, and let's go rock, and we'll teach a lot of people a lot of cool things. And when each time we do one, I reflect on the group and the community and the family that forms and the success stories that come out. And I'm just kind of in awe. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, Adam, but I don't know that I ever thought that it would impact or become, what it is. It's wild. And I think, we look at it. We have people that went from knowing nothing to becoming, big time, full time home business owners. Top internet marketers, top networkers. People that have been asked to speak and train at major industry events. We have people that have become #1 recruiters in their company. And they will come back and say, hey, listen, this was the catalyst for me. This is what put me on track. This is what got me going. And when you hear those kind of things, and you're in and it doesn't matter if you're in network marketing or internet marketing, but I mean, if you're in that internet marketing space, I mean, we love internet marketing. We generate a lot of leads online and do all that stuff. But that's a very confusing space. It's a very lonely space, being behind your computer, right? When you move from being in the hotel meetings in that deal to behind your computer marketing by yourself, it's a very lonely space, and there's a lot of rabbit holes, and there's a lot of noise, and there's a lot of getting pulled in 1,000 directions. And, I always say, like, shiny object syndrome is like a rite of passage. Like, somebody's got to go through that. They've got to join a bunch of different deals and, buy a bunch of different crappy stuff. And then one day they're like, enough, let me focus on something. And, for some reason, we're not for some reason. I mean, I know the reason, and we'll touch on it in a minute, but we're able to take people, hone them in, put them in a community where they've got focus, where they've got support, where they've got accountability, and then we actually break down the money-making activities, the things that they have to do to move their business forward, and we give them tools so that they know they're on track, and then every week we give them assignments that if they do them, that's the catch. If they do them, it forces them forward in their business so fast that the growth is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of the things that I wanted to just say is if you had like a new person sitting in front of you that was kind of just starting to get going online and starting to learn how to build their business, and they heard that there was some type of challenge going on, how would you explain exactly what this challenge is to the new person who's just trying to understand what it is? Like if you had to put it in, in short terms to explain to them.
I mean, it's an accountability program. It's like if your goal is to, get into better shape. I mean, think about what are you going to do to get into better shape? I mean, if you really want to, if you're really serious about improving your physical self, I mean, hire a personal trainer. Like that is the best possible thing that you could do. And what's a personal trainer going to do? They're going to sit there with a with a notebook, and they're going to say, okay, today we did X number of reps, right? We did this, and then as you move forward with that personal trainer, they're going to push you to, okay, this is what you did last time. Now here's what you need to do this time. And I would probably kind of explain it like that. It's an accountability.
Perfect analogy.
Personal coaching for your business, in an accountability atmosphere where you have support from from the leaders as well as from the fellow members.
Awesome. That's perfect. Yeah, and there's one thing that I've noticed too, just being online for several years and working online, is that one of the things that you pointed out, Justice, is how important it is to connect with other people, because the second we start to go online, I remember the first year or two I was on the internet. I mean, I barely got to know anybody. It was horrible, and honestly, you've got nobody to talk to. You're always second guessing yourself. You're not really truly connecting with others And that's where the real power is. I mean, we talk about a lot of times, you know, the power of the mastermind, the power of the collective group coming together and working in a synergistic way that helps one another. I mean, it's like, it's so powerful. It's such a powerful concept.
Yeah, it really is. And we've built community the likes of which I haven't seen in a training program elsewhere. You know, Adam and I were talking about this the other night. I mean, it's like a family. And, you know, the challengers come and become the ambassadors for new challenges. And, I mean, when we get to events and all this different stuff, I mean, the top challenger from 2013 has literally flown halfway across the country and stayed at my house, right? We didn't know each other when the challenge started, you know. And I mean, you know, Adam, he'll call you or call me and say, just thank you, man. Thank you. Like now, to this day, 2 years later, just called to say thank you, you know. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of that wild part. But yeah, you can be in a bubble for sure behind your computer. And there is nothing that will slow you down faster than feeling alone and having to look for answers on your own. Right. Okay? I mean, think about, that's why we always say one-on-one coaching is, you know, like, well, I mean, one of the fastest ways to results, because it's like somebody that understands something that's out of your frame of reference, okay, brings you to that place like that, right? And so when you're in a community like that, you're not Googling everything. You're not, you know, this. You're posting something, and everybody with different expertise, with different knowledge, with different, you know, specialties or strengths is coming in and saying, here, let me help you. Here, this is the answer. You know, and when you have that to speed you up, and we're laying out the things that you need to do to keep moving forward, and then you have the tools to know that you're not, like, you know, getting distracted. It's amazing what happens. Yeah. You know, it's amazing.
The confused mind does nothing. That's something that I've learned along the way. Is like if you're confused about what to do, often you're not going to do anything. And that's the way. That's the reality for most people. And what we do is we really simplify the activities that you need to do to move yourself forward, so that you know, stop doing all of the junky busy work that you think is going to, you know, move you forward, and just focus on the actual income producing activities, so that you can, you know, leverage your time. I mean, time is just so important for us as home business owners, is that you got to, you know, you've got to, especially if you have limited time to build your business, you have to spend that time on actual leveraged income producing activities, and not on all the fluff that most people, you know, do, and, you know, fool themselves really into thinking that they're actually building a business.
You know,
that is the enemy right there.
I'm
telling you, it is the activities where you think you're building your business, when you think just because you're on Facebook you're working your business. That is like the biggest.
A lot of people working on their website, working on setup, working on setup, working on setup, working on setup. Oh, I'm getting my header. I'm building my fan page. I'm setting up my autoresponder. I'm doing this. I'm doing, and none of that makes you money. And what you know, I always say to people that, like, hey, you're building this perfect thing, and when you bring it to the marketplace, okay, there's going to be nobody yet to look at it, right? And then once you're in the marketplace and you start understanding what it's like to actually be marketing, and you're getting feedback, your vision for your understanding of how you want your business to look is going to fundamentally change the moment you're really out there and in action. You know, the feedback, you know, because the world's a feedback mechanism, the feedback you start getting from your actions, the people, all that different stuff, is going to change the way you see things. So all this stuff all this setup that you did, all this getting it right, okay, the way you see it is going to change. So all that time you spent, 60, 70, 80% of this, you're not going to want it to look like that anymore. You're not going to want it to work like that anymore. I mean, how many times have you changed your stuff? Because you learn, and because the marketplace tells you something, so you got to get out there. But, you know, you asked a question earlier, Mark, that I wanted to touch on. You said, you know, why do these work so well? And because they really do. I mean, you know, we sit down every time and we're like, I can't believe, you know, it's like, again, look at these people, look at what's happening, you know. Look at how quickly somebody's gone from here to breakthrough, or how quickly somebody who didn't get results for 2 years, you know, is now getting results. And what we've really determined just in talking is that the reality is people are conditioned. Okay, they're conditioned to learn a certain way, They're conditioned to become dependent upon instruction. That's the bottom line. It's not, every single one of us at some point or another, we go through years and years of school, and then we go to a job where every day somebody's telling us what we have to do next, when we have to get it done by, how many times we have to do it, right? And that's the world we live in. Yep. And then people move into this space of independent entrepreneurship, and they're by themselves. Okay, and they're taking instruction from sales pages and videos and emails, and that's where they're so dependent on instruction that they're taking instruction from every message that hits them on the web. Yep. Oh, but this said do this, but that said do that. Oh, but on this video I saw do this. Right? Does that sound familiar from when you were starting and from when your students were, when your students come to you? And there's such an instruction void that they just start taking it from every piece of information that they can get. And there's a dependence there, and that's why people sometimes feel like, people are, the phrase, and marketers will take advantage of this, oh, the marketers or your upline or all these people are lying to you, you know what I mean? Because they're taking information from so many places, they look and they're like, it feels like it doesn't work. Yeah. Right? We fill that void in such a big way, and we do it in such a systematic process that we actually prepare somebody. We take them step by step into a place of independence, successful independence in their business. At the beginning, it's like we lay it out and it's crystal clear instruction. It's instruction the whole way, okay? But the activities, the assignments start to get bigger. They start to get more independent. They start to get you being the marketer that you really set out to be. And filling that void is something that a digital info product, a sales letter, that a training webinar, it can't fill that void the way this course fills that void. And I really feel that that's fundamentally what has separated this from a results standpoint from so many other things out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It is, and it's I know for my own self, one of the things that I like to talk about is that successful people, they put themselves in a position to succeed. And what they do is they hedge themselves in a certain way that forces them to succeed because they understand their own habits. If you understand your own habits, if you understand a lot of times that you're not going to do something unless you're in some type of accountability atmosphere. Like I know myself, and I know if I want to be successful, I have to hedge myself in with people who are successful and people that have done it before. And that's where I think that a program like this, what you guys are doing, is so successful and why people have come out of there, including myself. I mean, I came out of a challenge, and it was just right after that challenge where things really started to rock and roll for me. I mean, I'm perfect proof as to why these things work so well. So I highly endorse, what you guys are doing, what you've done, and a lot of your students. I've seen a lot of your guys' students come out of your challenges, and they've gone on to do amazing things, and it's pretty mind blowing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, when you join a challenge, okay, it's a decision, okay. We all talk about how important commitment and decisions are, and the big line in the sand, no turning back. I mean, we all had that moment. That we wouldn't. Without that moment, we don't have a business, because the plan B, when you have a plan B, you're gonna, you're not 100% committed. And the idea of diving into a challenge, joining an accountability program, when you jump in, when you take action and make a commitment to something like this, you're making a declaration that I've made that choice, right? Because there's a process, and it doesn't wait for you. When you buy information and you put in that little very important folder in your email box, this is where it's like an investment folder, right? You're like, oh, this is where I'm gonna put this. And
I have one of those.
Yeah, and you got your little calendar, and you're like, on this day, I'm gonna start learning about the secret strategy. And you put it there, and it just sits there and sits there and sits there. right? I mean, think about it. Even sometimes you do this. Even sometimes you buy a book, you put it on the shelf, right? Because it's the next book you're going to get to, and potentially you can sit there and sit there and sit there. When you join a challenge, you're saying, you know what, this isn't sitting on the shelf anymore.
Right.
I'm not putting that in the email box anymore. Now's the time. I'm doing it now, not next year, not next week, not next month, not next year, not the next opportunity. I'm going to make a commitment to build my business. And this doesn't wait for me, and these people aren't waiting for me, and nothing's waiting for me, and I'm waiting for no one. I'm diving in. Now is my time. And I think just the energy spike, just the commitment level that can come with that, with when you make that decision, does incredible things.
Yeah, that's. I just want to piggyback on that for a second because I learned something really interesting the other day. This is kind of back to like the weight loss analogy or like the fitness analogy. The number one thing, and this is like by a long shot, that causes people to get in shape, and it makes so much sense when you know what it is. It's not a diet. It's not eating better. What it is registering for an event. That's the number one thing that like if somebody registers and they say okay, 3 months from now I'm running a 10K, three months from now I'm running a marathon. That is just the act of registering is
cool.
It puts them into a position of like after they register, the next morning they're getting up and they're running. They weren't running the day before they registered, but when they registered, that's when they started, and it's not the marathon. It was leading up to that because of the commitment that they made to do it.
It's the decision. Yeah, the decision. It all starts with that too. I like to call it the 3 Ds. The decision. Once you make a decision, the desire comes, and the details follow. Yeah. It's like too many people are trying to swap it all around. They're trying to figure out all the details before they actually make the decision.
So true.
Yeah, it's just flopping it all around, and that's not how it works. A lot of time, and it's like I wanted to point out too, Justice. You talked about this, is that we're so conditioned to just be told what to do. I can't tell you how many times, even some of my coaching clients on my own, where they're like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I'm like, no.
No, you won't.
I'm going to give you some instruction, and you're going to go figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the thing is I'm a big believer in, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
Yeah.
My goal is not to enable you, but to empower you, and that's what these types of programs that you guys are doing do. They put people into the implementation mode, because there's this disconnect that people have between gaining knowledge and actually doing something with it. And you've got to put them together if you're going to get the results.
Yeah, it's funny. I have some coaching clients that literally love working with me, and then I have others that end up not being the right fit. And the ones that are not the right fit are the ones that want instruction that goes beyond the previous instruction.
Right.
Okay. And I always say that everybody tries to learn into the future. Okay, they want to learn into the future. They want to learn past where they're at. And I'm going to tell you something. What I try and teach is to learn out of necessity. Okay, so you want to push yourself to a place where you have to learn something to move your business forward. And I'll give you guys an example of that so you understand what I mean. If you want to learn how to write great copy in your emails to convert more sales, okay, push yourself to a place where you're generating 20 leads a day and they're not converting the way you want them to. And that moment, you will spend 10, 15, 20 straight hours figuring out that copy because the people are coming and they're there and you have to convert them. Okay, so you're learning out of necessity because the leads are there. See, what happens is when people are writing an autoresponder and they're not generating leads, they want to learn it in the future. They want to learn how to masterfully write copy to convert, right. And there's nobody to even convert. I used to we're all members of different affiliate programs, and one of them, you put your primary company in your back office, and I used to have people sign up for it, and they go, I got to make a great video for my primary company. What kind of camera do you use? What's this? And I go, okay, really? Why? Well, because I want to get people in my primary company. I said, cool. How many people have you signed up that can see that video? They said, nobody. I said, well, I'll tell you what. Once you've signed someone up, then you're learning out of necessity how to make that video, what to say in that video, because they're there and you feel the pressure of it.
Yeah.
And that's what's so good about this. It's like Adam said, you're making the commitment, to that event. And then when we give an assignment, it's like now you've got to learn, because next week's assignment, okay, it only works really well if you did this week's assignment, and so on and so forth. And that's, I think that's a fundamental shift for a lot of people.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, real quick, talk to me before we close this up. Talk to me about the video series you guys put together. Tell everybody that's watching a little bit just about the videos and how they kind of can help people understand this concept even better.
Sure. Well, we're very proud of the video series. I mean, it's definitely some of our best work that we've ever done, and we have a lot of pride in it. So I would highly recommend going through those videos. But the first video, we start off with doing some goal setting training, and we've had people in the comments thread that have said, like, they're like, I've been through goal setting training, and I've been exposed to the idea of creating your vision before, but I've never heard it, in this particular way, right? Yeah. And then that's video one. That's kind of like, that's very foundational. And then in video two, we talk about the actual activities that you need to focus on in order to hit goals both in the short term and in the long term, and the importance of kind of balancing both. And then we introduce our tool. Our points tracker that can help you get that done, and that has really simplified things for a lot of people. And then video 3, which was just released yesterday, was going into some more specific details about building your audience, building your authority with that audience, and really positioning you to convert more sales. And there's a lot of productivity stuff weaved in there, so you can make the most use of your time and get more done in less time.
That's awesome. I love that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's in typical challenge fashion that we get to what's important first, which is you. Okay, getting your mindset right, understanding where you're going, creating a crystal clear vision. Because. Yeah, and I mentioned this in the video. I say all the strategies in the world. Strategies don't work unless you've positioned yourself to be successful up here. Okay, there's plenty of people out there that know how to do a lot of stuff and can't figure out how to put the pieces together. Okay, and so we lay that foundation first. The cool part is we give downloads to follow along, like tools. I mean, I'm telling you, in this 3-part video series, if somebody literally watches this and pays close attention, I mean, from beginning to end, and really adopts the concepts that we're talking about, and then applies the simple how-to that we put in there, what to do, really video 3, Adam starts to go into some really cool stuff about the audience building. If you just do that and you use those downloads, and you just commit to the process, that's what we always say. You just got to believe in the process before you personally have results. You got to look at the fact that people that come out of these challenges just crush it, right? And the ones that do say, I committed to the process. So if you go through those 3 videos and you commit to the process, you download the downloads, you're going to be blown away at what can happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been going through the videos too, and the information in them it's awesome. You guys have done a phenomenal job, and I definitely support everything you guys are doing, and I just know you guys are going to rock it out. I'm excited for you to see what's going to happen. If you want to get access, for you guys that are watching this video, if you want to get access to the video series, just look down below this video here on my blog, and you can check out the videos. Click, enter your information, and you'll go over and check out the videos and see what these guys are up to. Again, these guys are really good friends of mine. every time we're at a live event, we hang out, have a beer together, and just sit there and talk. We have a great time. These guys are real. They care about your success, and that's why I put my endorsement on it, because I know and I support people that really care about other people's success, and that is ultimately part of my vision as well, is helping people get to the next level. And if you're looking to get to the next level and you want to put yourself and hedge yourself in with a group of committed people who will go out and do some amazing things, and you want to go along for that ride, I say jump on board with these guys for sure. So, guys, any other closing statements before we wrap her up here?
I just say that I'm Adam. I mean, this is almost a statement to Adam. I'm excited, bud. I'm excited to do this again. I'm excited to see the success stories come out of it. I know what we're doing in this challenge is going to be the best, most refined version of what we do. We've grown so much, from each challenge. I mean, we grow so much. And, I'm just pumped. Like I said, we sit down every time, and we don't really, sometimes after we do one, because we put so much time and effort and energy into this group, in helping this group, that when we're done, we stop and say, like, hey, listen, I got to go do my thing over here. You got to, you know what I mean? Like, and we don't know that, we don't always know that we're going to do another one. And my excitement level is at an all-time high. I'm so ready for these challengers to come in. The community that we've built already, and you guys, when you go grab that video series now, you'll see, you'll have access, and you'll get access to that community, and you can see what's going on. The community we've already built right now is just like, it's going nuts. I mean, people are so excited. And, it's just a great time of year for it. I'm excited, bud, and I can't wait to get in there and change some lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one thing that we talk about a lot in the video series, and we, of course, talk about this a lot, during the challenge, is, success is a lot more about who you're being than necessarily what you're doing. So, this success in 2015, if you want to have success in your business in 2015, it's not going to come from something out here, it's going to come from you, and we have a process that is designed to turn you into the person that you have to become in order to become successful. Stop crossing your fingers and hoping that this year is going to be different, because it won't. It's going to come down to doing some different things. It's going to come down to becoming a person, becoming an entrepreneur, learning the skills and habits of entrepreneurs, and becoming the person that is going to create the results.
Absolutely. That's it, man. That's exactly it. I always tell people, it's not the how-tos that are going to make you successful. It's the attitude behind the how-tos that makes you successful. It's the mindset, the way you think behind the how-tos that matter. And I know that what you guys are going to do is going to help pull that out of people, because we all have greatness in us. Sometimes we just need somebody to pull it out of us and show it to us. And I know that's what you guys are going to do. So, guys, I appreciate your guys' time tremendously. I know you guys are doing great things, and I know you guys are also extremely busy and got a lot on your plate. So thanks so much for taking the time out with me today and hanging with me.
Awesome, bud. Thank you. Appreciate you, and can't wait to see, get to hang with you guys in person at the next event.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys.
Be good, guys.
And last thing, everybody, click the link below, and get the free video series. Check it out, and get hooked up with these guys. They're awesome. See you guys.
Awesome. Be good, guys.